This one's from True Off My Chest. My husband got a vasectomy and didn't tell me. Throw away because my husband knows my main. I don't know what to do. My 31 female husband, 32 male, fake name, Chris, and I have been married for 4 years, together for 6. When we first got together, we had several long talks about how we both wanted a big family. I wanted to be very upfront that child-free is not an option, and I said I wanted to have at least 4 kids. I'm an only child and know how lonely it is. I also said I wanted to have them about a year and a half apart so they can all grow up close. He always wholeheartedly agreed to this and often made jokes like, whether we have 4 or 6, have as many as we want, it's your call since you pretty much have to do all the work. And on our wedding day before we left the reception for our honeymoon, he whispered, "Can we get out of here so we can start on baby number 1? I loved how excited he seemed. To be clear, I didn't go off birth control until about 2 months after we were married, and I got pregnant soon after with our first daughter, Joy. Joy was a happy pregnancy, long term, but she was a beautiful, healthy baby. She went through colic, which was trying, but other than that, has been a happy first edition according to me. I noticed Chris became distant during my first pregnancy, but when I asked him about it, he just said he had a lot on his mind being a new father. He said he was still excited, but something changed. For reference, we both work full-time. I make about $20,000 more a year than him, and the 5-bedroom house that we live in was a gift from my mom, who was excited to be a grandma to many. My job is fully remote, but still offers maternity leave, and I have a nest egg savings for emergencies, and feel it's important to mention this because I know finances can be a major stress factor when it comes to having kids, but not for me and Chris. Then Joy came out perfectly. Chris had 3 months of paternity leave and was home with us for a majority of that time. My mom visited a lot and paid to have cleaners come. There were a lot of long nights and it was tough for me to breastfeed, but overall nothing unexpected. Chris still seemed distant, but always helped with Joy. We have an agreed upon open phone policy, so I did check his phone quite often, but I didn't find any sign of cheating. He goes through my phone whenever he wants to. I asked if he found me unattractive while pregnant, and he assured me no, he loves me and he's excited for our family. Fast forward a year after, we're sleeping through the night and I'm back at work, saw my doctor and was cleared to try for bundle of joy number 2, and Chris seemed very enthusiastic at this point. He even downloaded an app to track my fertility cycle so we could make the most of my ovulation times. We had a lot of fun and he was always very passionate, but 6 months into trying with no pregnancy, I started to worry. I'd voice my concerns and Chris would brush it off, so I tried to be patient, but then almost 2 years passed and Joy is growing up by herself. I broke down to my mother crying and she agreed to come with me to the doctor to get it checked out. I was very emotional and scared, but the doctor assured me everything is fine and that I should be able to conceive without any issues. I went to Chris with this knowledge, and he was very upset that I went to a fertility specialist. I explained I thought something might have gone wrong during my last pregnancy, concerned that I was maybe blocked or infertile somehow. He said, why not wait and just let nature take its course? And I said, our little girl is almost 3 and growing up by herself. I reminded him of our plans, and he just nodded and said, all we can do is try. I asked if he would see a fertility specialist, and he got angry, saying there's nothing wrong with him and we don't have the money for fertility treatments anyways. This confused me since we do have money. We have my savings and are doing pretty well. When he went to sleep, I decided to go through his phone again and went back through his calendar and call logs. I noticed about 8 months after Joy was born, there was a blocked day indicating he'd taken off from work. But it was in the middle of the week and I don't remember any special events behind why he'd taken this random day off. I went through the call logs and found an office number about a week before, and when I Googled the number, a local business where you can get a vasectomy appeared. I couldn't believe what I was looking at. I instantly felt cold all over and then started to panic. I woke him up and confronted him. He just stared at me while I went off and admitted babies were harder than he thought, and he felt my first pregnancy took forever. I couldn't believe it. I packed my things, Joy and her things, and drove to my mother's house. She is in distress with my sudden appearance and my inability to stop crying. I finally told her yesterday morning what happened, and she's just beside herself. I don't know what to do, but every time I think about how during sex, Chris would talk to me about giving me a baby, and he'd had a vasectomy done the entire time. I feel so disgusted and stupid. I can't believe my little girl is going to grow up alone. Chris has been blowing up my phone, but I just keep letting it ring and haven't read any of his texts. There is an edit, but
oh my God, that's fucked up. Oh my God. Like, I would feel disgusted if I was her too. Like you've been playing with her, knowing that he can't have kids, and he's like so leaning wild into like, let's make a baby and stuff. Like, ugh.
Yeah, that's gross. Okay, I'll read the edit and then we can talk. Edit. To those of you saying I coerced my poor husband into agreeing to this big family, nope. I was always open and honest about my dreams. I told him it's okay if he wanted different things, and he not only repetitively agreed and accepted, he also helped me plan, nest, put together the nursery, and enthusiastically participated in conversations regarding having multiple children around friends and family, and always said we'd have at least 4. That was our number. Him getting a vasectomy behind my back was a complete shock. Also, we've both always agreed to the open phone policy. I never betrayed his trust by going through his phone, since I always had his consent to do so, and he has mine. We even have the same phone passcodes. I never wanted to be in a relationship where we kept secrets from each other, and I know other couples feel different, but this is another thing he always 100% claimed he agreed on with me. I vaguely remember one week where he actually turned me down for sex, claiming he had a head cold, and he didn't join me in the shower like usual during that time, but I didn't think anything of it. And no, men never need a wife's signature to get a vasectomy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because, not that that's crazy, but I think for women, if they want to tie their tubes, they need their husband's permission.
That's fucking bullshit.
Yeah. I think. I've heard that. Don't come for me in the comments if I'm wrong.
Fucking bullshit. It's true.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. But yeah. No, like, okay. The thing is, I think he was obviously scared about... She made it very clear she didn't want to be with him if he didn't want to have 4 kids.
Yeah, and I think he was scared of losing her.
Yes.
And... yeah, I can understand that, but that is still not an excuse.
No.
That just means that you need to sit down and have a grown-up conversation.
Yes, exactly.
About what is bothering you, what's happening, like, why don't you want another one? That is so dark, twisted, messed up to get the vasectomy done and then keep leading your wife along.
Yeah.
Thinking something's wrong with her.
Yes.
Her having to go to the doctor and get it checked out. You getting mad about it. Like, you think you were going to keep it a secret forever?
Exactly.
You think she was just going to accept, oh, yeah, I'm not getting pregnant. You didn't think she's going to look into
exactly
why isn't she getting pregnant when you know how much a lot of kids mean to her? Like, come on, bro.
Yes.
You're dumb enough to get a vasectomy without her knowledge. You are dumb enough to think that it wouldn't get found out. Like, fucking idiot.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you sitting down and having a conversation with her maybe wouldn't have led to divorce if you were like, if you just told her how you felt, like if she really, really wanted 4 kids that badly, like maybe she would have divorced him. I don't know. I don't really know. But you going behind her back, getting a vasectomy is ultimately going to lead to a divorce. 100%. Like that is like 100% like you're writing.
I cannot see her ever coming back.
No.
Because she's going to be like, for the past 2 years, we have been having sex and then like we've been talking about it. This has been the plan. And you have been lying behind my back.
Yeah.
The whole time.
You've lost trust. Like,
she would never, I don't think she would ever come back.
No.
And now she has to raise her daughter alone.
Yeah.
For a bit, unless she finds somebody else, or maybe she will get like, sperm donor or something for another one. I don't know, but
maybe
that's fucking wild. What a piece of shit.
Yeah, I know. So sad. Top comment. There's nothing wrong with child number 1 changing his mind, But he should have been open and honest about that and said that he wouldn't be having any more children. And then it would have been up to you as to whether you could live with that or not, or move on from him. What he did, however, was duplicitous and manipulative. I don't think I could stay with a man who is so willing to keep such an enormous lie from me, one which impacts me, my daughter, and my future enormously.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that was just such a huge lie. That's so messed up. Oh, my God. I was thinking there was never going to be any kids. And, like, he had the vasectomy before he met her.
Yeah.
He's lying that whole time. That's what I was originally thinking.
Yeah, but this is almost worse.
I feel like this is worse.
Because now she has a kid with him.
Yeah.
And she can't, like...
Can't unring that bell.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus.
Yeah. Crazy.
Kid's 3, and she's like, "I should have 3 of them by now.
Yeah.
Or 1 a year."
That's sad.
It is sad. I feel for her.
Yeah, me too.